What's crappin'? Welcome to Under the Foreskin, a show dedicated to the happenings of the SJU Misfits Fantasy Football League. My name is Kyle. I'm the head of football operations for the Potomac Pretenders, the voice of Under the Foreskin and SJU Misfits Fantasy Football, and I'm flying solo here in the Under the Foreskin studios today. Let's just say it was a depressing week for my Potomac Pretenders. A loss to the lowly Polish sausage wallets who were on a 4-game losing streak. Not only a loss, a humiliating loss. I go from 140 points to 55 points, struggling to find an identity of my team. And that loss right there has slipped me into fantasy football depression. I fell back on one of my old vices, binge watching Netflix. This week it's Sons of Anarchy, and I got season 4 waiting for me. So let's zip through this Week 10 wrap-up, trades, Waiver Wire Wednesday, and Week 11 pickup. We're just going to haul through this, get it done. I'm going to get back to Sons of Anarchy, and hopefully Sunday's performance out of the Pretenders will spin me back into my normal mood. So here we go. Week 10 wrap-up. First headline reads, Border Collies roll over and die for the Smugglers. Baton Rouge 58, Sioux City 79. T.Y. Hilton, the only bright spot for the Border Collies this week, 14 points. Pretty ugly outside of that, though. T-Rich, 3 points, continues to suck. Matt Forte, a down week for 4 points. And Roddy White, still obviously fighting that ankle with 2. For the Smugglers, A.J. Green and Gio Bernard, said that the last few weeks in a row. A.J. Green, 22 points. About 8 or 9 of those came, more than that, probably 9 or 10 of those came on that last Hail Mary crazy play. Obviously wouldn't have mattered, though, with 10 points subtracting. He still gets the win. It's just a little uglier. Gio, 14. Those two proved to be the difference. Romo really struggles on Sunday Night Football. And Wes Welker also has yet another down week. For the Baton Rouge Border Collies, 6-4. And for the Sioux City Smugglers, 7-3. Next up, both teams are who we thought they were. Prairie Dogs, 121. Dillos, 67. 7 players in double figures for Crapstone, 121 points scored. No real negatives. Ponder outperforms expectations. DeAndre Hopkins, does enough to get by. Buffalo Armadillos, 67 points. That puts a damper on Jack's playoff situation as he is going to need points scored to get in. D-Jacks, Darren Sproles, Orange Julius Thomas, 14, 18, 15 points respectively. Kaepernick, Keenan, Hillis, all with tough days. Snakes slither by the Butte Pirates, sinking ship. Gnawbone Butte Pirates now 7-3 with 58 points this week. Morris and Arizona D both had good games with 14 points, but Vernon and Vinatieri, 0 points. 0 points out of your kicker. That doesn't happen very often. Well done, Zach. Maybe you should get Big Dick Janikowski back. For the Trouser Snakes, only 65 points. That was enough to get the win. I know how that goes. Winning on the backs of Eagles. Foles and McCoy both had big days. Put Jacoby on the pine, Dave. 1-point game yet again this week. I'm sick of talking about Jacoby Jones. Get him out of your lineup. Pretenders back to pretending. Score 55 in humiliating loss. My Pretenders now 7-2-1 with 55 points. Torrey Smith scored a TD. That was about the only positive on the week for me. Fitz with 2. Tight end roulette back to crap. Garrett Graham, 1. Diseased. Yuck. Try to play a nice matchup and he just shits the bed. Polish Sausage Wallets, 107. Griffin, 27. Marshall, 26. Reed, MJD, and Baltimore D all in double figures. Hakeem Nixon and Lamar Miller, though, 4 points and donut, respectively. Not good for the Sausage Wallets, who are plunging for the playoffs. Tropics sweat out a victory over the single-win Wrinkle Beasts. Wrinkle Beasts 1-9, 78 points. Tropics 6-3-1 with 87 points this week. Big day from Drew Brees, 31, and Dallas D. Nice start there. New York Giants D, that is. 20 points. Unfortunately for the Wrinkle Beast, 2-1-0-3-3, just a few of the issues on his squad. For the Flint Tropics, a win with the kicker getting the high. When it's 19 points, that's all right. A lot of real average efforts out of Dinger's normal players, so nothing too surprising. 87 points with the kicker leading the way. Probably saved the day for Neil. In the battle of rebuilding, Pandas pound the Dodgers. Poughkeepsie Pandas 101, Duluth Draft Dodgers 74. Garcon and DeMarco in double figures. Decker, Olsen, Jennings all underperformed significantly. Bad call by me on Dodgers scoring high points of the week. I'll own it. Poughkeepsie Pandas 101. Demarius 29 behind those 3 touchdowns. Riley Cooper, nice waiver wire pickup. Somebody in the playoff hunt could probably use him. He scored 23. Pierre Thomas, 22. All highs for the year, I believe, for those 3 players. Maybe not Riley Cooper. He had that 1 3-touchdown game. Jake Locker, minus 3 points. I think that's the worst outing of the year. It might be tied with David Wilson, but David Wilson might only have -2. I can't remember. Something related to a tin whisker and a close game. I couldn't come up with a headline for this just because I struggle with what exactly a tin whisker is. But the Hotties win this one, 99-101. Pardon me. The Hotties lose this one, 99-101. Peyton, 27. Alshon Jeffrey, Andre Johnson, Le'Veon Bell all had a nice double-figure games. Mendenhall and Michael Bennett with 2 points each. Jordy not digging the passing attack without Double-A Aaron Rodgers. For the Hotties, 6 players in double figures. You got to like that. Wilson and Colston, big winners. Witten let down, though, 2 points there. A 10-point game there obviously would have gotten the Hotties the win. Waiver Wire Wednesday this week was pretty quiet. Bobby Rainey, $54 to the Flint Tropics. Richard Matthews, $24 to the Polish Sausage Wallets. Trades this week, not quiet. Duluth Draft Dodgers made a deal with the Devil. Alex Dunn, Crapstone Prairie Dogs, sending Pierre Garcon to Crapstone to complete his lineup. For Jarrett Boykin and Randall Cobb, nice keeper value in Cobb. So obviously this season the Dodgers have risen the white flag, but picking up Randall Cobb was a nice player. And as we get into the next trade, which also involved the Draft Dodgers and the Narbonne Butte Pirates, Adam is rebuilding for next year. Eric Decker, DeMarco Murray, and Danny Woodhead all heading to Narbonne. Alfred Morris and Willis McGahee heading to Duluth Draft Dodgers. Obviously McGahee there just filling out a roster spot for A-Bomb. And Alfred Morris, really, really nice keeper value, and he will be a Dodger starting next season. Potomac Pretenders, my team, they sent Tom Brady, Rashad Jennings, and CJ2K to Tallahassee for Nick Foles, LaShawn McCoy, and Andy Dalton. The quarterback roulette wheel continues in Potomac, and I'm still playing with the tight end roulette wheel, but at least I got an RB1 and an RB2. I feel great about that. This was not an easy move for me with Brady's last game and CJ's schedule. It was a tough sell for me, but I went with it for the chance that LaShawn McCoy goes crazy. Tallahassee Trouser Snakes then sent newcomer Rashad Jennings and Jonathan Stewart to the Baton Rouge Border Collies for Trent Richardson. Have fun with those 3 players, you two. Border Collies then sent T.Y. Hilton and Jonathan Stewart and $7 of 2014 auction credit to the Poughkeepsie Pandas for Demarius Thomas. So obviously adding a top wide receiver there in Baton Rouge, and getting rid of a nice keeper in T.Y. Hilton and a little bit of auction credit, which opened the door for the Waco Wrinklebeast to deal Vincent Jackson to the Tallahassee Trouser Snakes for Mike Wallace and $7 auction credit in 2014. Then the big one of the week. Jimmy Graham was dealt from the Poughkeepsie Pandas to the Baton Rouge Border Collies for Antonio Gase and $35 of 2014 auction credit. Baton Rouge going for the gusto this year. They're looking to make a move and win it all this year, with the, obviously taking the hit next year once draft day arrives. Week 10 pick'em. Buffalo Armadillos take on the Duluth Draft Dodgers. Buffalo Armadillos no longer about wins and losses. It's just about scoring points. It almost doesn't matter who he plays. Duluth Draft Dodgers rebuilding has begun. Verdict, Dillos get the win. How many points will they score? We will have to wait and see. Hollywood Hotties take on the Polish Sausage Wallet. This is a monster game. Both these teams desperately need a win, especially the Hotties at 4-6. The Sausage Wallets, though, can't afford to take a 6th loss. Wilson Lacey and no Stacy this week. But wait, a wild Shane Vereen is spotted for the Hotties. Polish Sausage Wallets, RG3, Brandon Marshall, and Ryan Matthews going to have to carry the load this week as they got some tough matchups outside of that. Verdict. Huge game. Hotties can't afford another loss. Sausage Wallets can't either. Hotties with some question marks, but I like them. Hotties get the win in this one. Baton Rouge Border Collies, Poughkeepsie Pandas Storm. Oh, wait. The Poughkeepsie Pandas. This is the Border Collies. It looks like the Pandas. Demarius in. Most importantly, T-Rich out. Jimmy Graham also in the Border Collies lineup. T-Rich is long gone out of Baton Rouge, and I don't think you'll ever spot him in the great state of Louisiana again. Narbonne Butte Pirates added depth this week, but they lost Alfred Morris, and DeMarco Murray's on bye this week, which, hey, at least he can't get hurt on his bye week. Verdict: Border Collie's bark and bite are now big. Lookout league, at least this year. Sioux City Smugglers take on my Potomac Pretenders. First look at Charles and McCoy for my Potomac Pretenders. And for the Smugglers, they're way stronger at tight end this week with Gronk and Ellington. Ellington obviously being the flex. Versus I'm peddling Scott Chandler and Joik Bell out there. Not looking forward to that. I still like my Pretenders in a tight one. You know it. Tallahassee versus Waco Wrinklebeast. In 2010, for the Tallahassee Trouser Snake, this team would be a team to reckon with. Nowadays, it's tough to see them blowing out the Wrinklebeast. For the Wrinklebeast, trading away VJax to the team he's playing could prove to be the difference. Not that Joe really gives a shit. Trouser Snakes in an ugly one. Just like last week, they're going to get another victory with low points. Pandas take on the Chernobyl Tin Whiskers. For the Pandas, rebuilding has begun. Cornerstone Jimmy Graham is out of Poughkeepsie. Demarius Thomas is gone. But for the Tin Whiskers, they can't drop the ball here. They need a win. Team looks solid outside of Mendenhall. It's a broken record. You never know what Chernobyl Tin Whiskers are going to show up. Best of luck to both squads. My verdict, I like the Tin Whiskers, who are never happier to see Jimmy Graham and Demarius Thomas wearing doggy collars. They get the win this week. Crapstone Prairie Dogs travel to Flint to take on the Tropics. Even with McCown at the helm, adding Garcon was a great play for Alex. He's got just a stacked lineup. Not that he hasn't all season, but there's even less question marks now. For the Flint Tropics, Tate and Andre Brown, we've been saying it all season, backups. But if they become starters, look out. They are now starters. Ben Tate in for the season-ending injury to Arian Foster. Andre Brown into the crapness that is Peyton Hillis and Brandon Jacobs and David Wilson being out for the season. So it's about time for the Tropics. Crazy things would have to happen, though, for the Tropics to shock the world this week. I like Crapstone. With that, thank you for listening to Week 11 Under the Foreskin. As always, follow us on Twitter at SJU Misfits and on YouTube, youtube.com/SJU and Misfits. Until next week, good luck out there on the gridiron.